Uh-oh. Guys. Guys. Finally.
All right, guys. Today we're going to talk
All right, guys.
about the rules on social media. And
Okay, the rules on because we're starting a new guys, we're starting a new social media platform called trumpsterfire.com org.
how you must ultimately conduct yourselves, because it seems as though
It seems as though you're the only person who can grow a beard and make their chin look smaller.
there are rules, but they also seem quite arbitrary.
Oh yeah, those arbitrary rules. Like when your dad was, when my dad was running things, and he could threaten people and do all kinds of stuff, and he never got kicked off, guys.
We're going to talk a little bit today about the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff as it relates
The Kyle Rittenhouse stuff? Way to be cutting edge.
to people who've contributed to them and have been doxxed and ultimately lost their jobs, right? There was that Virginia police officer that donated to his defense fund just to help.
Look at him reading off of his goddamn cue cards. Seriously. What, is it marching orders? Is that what we're looking at? Look at the reading that's happening here. Dude, buy a teleprompter. If you're gonna make these videos, they make them. You can buy them on. Oh, God damn it! All right, they're gonna make me just look up everything. Hold on. iPhone teleprompter. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Let's see. Here's a good one. Look at this. Look at this. There's dozens of them. Hold on one second. Here you go. Look at these guys. Look at that. Look at all these. The Padcaster. Look at that. You can use your phone, teleprompter. $99. Look at that thing. And look at this little guy right here. You can clip on for like a real deal one. These are some serious ones. There's little ones. There's this guy. They even have a little foot pedal you can use. And this has got a great name for your dad. The Ped Pro. There's this one. $400. I mean, you're a man of means. Guys, buy a goddamn smartphone teleprompter. If you're going to do these things and you're going to pretend that they're extemporaneous, try a little harder. Christ.
Help get a fair trial. I know they don't want that for someone who's not part of the desired narrative, so...
The desired narrative. No. I want him to have a fair trial because I believe in a fair trial. He will be found guilty and will be, and he was a minor, I think, at the time. So he will be sentenced accordingly. And hopefully one day he can be rehabilitated, considering, his mom gave him the gun and the two people he shot. I think one had a domestic violence record, and the other one was, a Molotov throwing looter. So, couldn't have happened to three nicer people to some degree. I want him to get a fair trial so that he goes to jail and stays there, and then gets paroled when it's appropriate.
There was a Virginia police officer who was fired for donating to Kyle Rittenhouse's defense fund.
Really? Is that why he was fired? Because that's illegal. My guess is he was fired because of stuff he said in relation to it.
And
that's bullshit. So
information was made available because it was essentially doxed. Twitter
defends not censoring hacked content about donors who gave to Kenosha shooters legal defense fund. This is the Daily Caller's website, so it's got to be an even keel based level of it. Oh, thank you for the Venmo. Who was that? That was Wilna. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yay.
Twitter, and I quote, defends not censoring hacked content.
Okay, so we now know. I guess Don Jr. is getting marching orders from Heritage Foundation and the Daily Caller, and they're just kind of coordinating with them about this thing. And
about donors who gave Kenosha shooters legal defense. So Twitter allowed the information of those who have donated to Kyle Rittenhouse's defense fund to be made public.
you mean like it was in the article because it was a public donation? You know who also made those donations public? The site you could donate to.
They were put out there, and Twitter defended that. And they said, I guess...
Yeah, I can read.
It's okay. There was an article in the Daily Caller about it. But
was there?
What Twitter didn't seem to be okay with was
was how much weed you smoke before these things? Seriously, dude.
And the New York Post from publishing excerpts about Hunter Biden and the laptop and the shady deals and the big guy and all of those things
which are false and were added to the laptop while they were in the care of Rudy Giuliani. Prove me otherwise.
That people today, since the election, have said, had they known about, because the media did literally, it feels to me, whatever they possibly could have to cover that up. But Twitter banned the New York Post from talking about that. They shut down their account.
No, they didn't.
I
mean, New York Post is a newspaper with the fourth largest circulation in the country.
Violating its policies against doxing and sharing hacked materials. So how is the Hunter Biden laptop any different than Twitter defending?
Yeah, defending. Let me see. Let's. How about this? How about since we're so used to you talking out of your ass. Let's say Twitter defends Kyle Rittenhouse, something like that. It'll come up. Not censored. There it is. Okay. So this is the article that he showed the top of. Twitter defends not censoring hacked content about donors who gave... Quit. No. Cancel. Gave to Kenosha shooters legal defense. Twitter defended its decision to allowing users to share articles that cite hacked information about people who donated to the 18-year-old accused of killing her. As a policy only addresses, a distribution of hacked materials policy related accused pleads not guilty to all charges, including intentional homicide. Daily Dot and The Guardian both published articles in the past week citing information received directly from hackers who breached GiveSendGo, a crowdfunding site that hosted a legal defense fund for Kyle Rittenhouse, the 18-year-old charged with, and both articles were widely shared. Okay, so U.S. Police and your privacy. That's adorable. Your U.S. police and public officials donated to Kyle Rittenhouse. Data breach reveals. Officers and officials also donated to fundraisers for far-right. We read this article when it came out, I think. Yeah, here we go. In many of the cases, the donations were attached to their official email addresses, raising questions about the use of public resources in supporting such campaigns. The breach, shared with journalists by Transparency Group, distributed denial of secrets, revealed the details of some donors who had previously attempted to conceal their identities using GiveSendGo's anonymity feature, but whose identity details the website preserved. The beneficiaries of donations for public... And by the way, I'm not for doxing people or for giving out hacked materials. Traveled in the Rittenhouse, who among the donors served associated email traceable thing. One donation, $25 made by Sergeant William Kelly. That's what we're talking about. Donation carried the thing. Oh, there we go. This is what he got. Hold on. I didn't ask for an explanation then. This is what he got fired for. Not donating. He didn't get fired for donating. He got fired for this part. The donation also carried the comment, God bless you. Thank you for your courage. Keep your head up. You've done nothing wrong. That was the part where, as a police officer, he got himself into hot water. The comment the comment continued. Every rank and file police officer supports you. Don't be discouraged by the actions of the political class of law enforcement leadership. That's why he got fired. He didn't get fired for donating. If he just sent the money, they'd have gone, dude, did you donate? Yeah, I did. Okay. This is what got that guy fired. The Rittenhouse donor using and he was using his official email address from the police station. That's what got him fired. Another Rittenhouse donor using an official email was Craig Shepard, who public records show is a paramedic in Utah. And by the way, when this article came out, you'll recall that people were like, I called this clickbait because that's exactly what it was. U.S. police and public officials, one cop, one paramedic, one city official, and one EMT. Or one training dude. But if you read but thanks Guardian, because and you'll recall that my article about with this was like, knock it off with the clickbait. We have enough of our own fucking problems, Guardian, somewhere in the area of that. But look at the clickbait nature of this title. U.S. police and public officials donated to Kyle Rittenhouse. 4 locals did this. If you read this, you would think that, the entirety of the House, Freedom Caucus or the Trump administration officials donated to him. And there is no evidence that they did. If there was, it would be a story, but they didn't, and that's what this is. But if you read that, that's what it looks like. If you don't read the article, that's what that looks like. So, all right, here we go. Guys, I'm stoned as fuck.
Censoring hacked content about donors who gave to the Kenosha shooters' legal defense fund. How is it different, folks?
Well, because the donor information from this is distinct. The information, I don't know about the doxing part of it because he used official email information. But here's the difference for all the dipshits that guys don't understand. A hacker group finds in the details of a web page the hidden or anonymous feature is actually breached by the lack of security on those things. And by looking at that website, they view stuff that's actually there. They provide it to journalists. And then the website can confirm or deny that that's the actual stuff. And that's part of the article. The difference between this and the Hunter Biden laptop is that the Hunter Biden laptop and the contents of the hard drive were on the open market being sold with both real and fake contents hacked from different sources, fused together, and then shit added to them, and then sold, and then Rudy Giuliani shopped it around, and all the law enforcement that saw it went, this is garbage. Not only is it a mix of inserted materials to make it look more egregious than it is, but on top of that, you have had it in your possession and you have ruined the chain of evidence. We cannot take this seriously because you and all your dipshit friends have been adding and subtracting things from the hard drive, plugging things up to it, making copies, duplicating it. We can't even verify the original version of it because you won't give it to us. That's why it's different.
It's not.
It is.
It's not different.
It is different.
It's not even a little bit different.
It's a lot different.
It's just one narrative worked.
Guys, it's just one narrative.
For social media.
What's wrong with his other hand? Is he... Oh, I know what it is. His right hand's moving the mouse on his... on the articles he's supposed to talk about in his mandatory... Because this is now his job in the Trump organization.
His desired outcome.
They're not actually... You don't think they're actually building buildings, do you?
Just like mainstream media. And one didn't. They don't want Kyle Rittenhouse to be able to have people donate to his defense fund. They don't want that because it's bad for the narrative if he gets...
Why is it bad for the narrative? You could argue that if it's good for the narrative if you think there's a social justice warrior, it only happens to blacks narrative that you're hearing all over Twitter, that if Kyle Rittenhouse does walk and nobody donated to him and it's unfair because he can't afford a defense and he does walk, you'll go, oh, well, that clearly shows that they treat you differently.
He gets off. They don't.
If he gets off, it actually contributes to the narrative. If he goes to jail, it affirms that, yeah, the system does work.
Want information about...
I don't know what narrative. I mean, I do know that, like, the social justice warrior, commie Marxist, Democrat, pedivore narrative. I don't know.
About Hunter Biden and things that could have hurt Joe Biden in the election out there because that would hurt their job, essentially, as being the marketing arm of the Democrat Party. So...
Wait, Twitter is the marketing arm of the Democratic Party? There would be no Trump presidency if it was not for Twitter. There would be none.
Some hacked material and doxing material is okay. They won't violate the rules.
Guys, we won't violate the rules. I'm reading directly from what the Daily Caller gave me.
Because we're getting to where we want. Others...
Oh, nice.
When they hurt our desire to get to where we want, are a problem. So a Virginia police officer...
Read the other part. You got it right up here. Your notes are right there. They're right over here. Just make sure your eye line goes exactly where it's supposed to. Jesus, man. pitiful.
loses his job.
Ugh. I mean, already Biden's destroying jobs.
Not for doing anything illegal or anything
No, not doing anything illegal. He loses his job. What did he lose his job?
wrong, but
He didn't do anything wrong. Oh, well, shit. He didn't do anything wrong? Sounds like he's got a wrongful termination lawsuit brewing then. That dude might be able to retire early. Sweet.
because he simply gave to a legal defense fund.
No, actually. No, you can't fire him for simply giving to a legal defense fund. You can for saying that, what was the actual quote from him? Let's see. I don't know. Like I've lost it, and I'm not going to click back on the Alan Dershowitz thing. He lost his job for this. God bless you. You did nothing wrong, and the rank and file likes you, and my superiors. Don't be discouraged by the actions of the political class of law enforcement. I disagree with my superiors on this on vigilante justice. Might be why he's run afoul of his employer.
The New York Post, the second oldest, I believe, newspaper in America, got shut down for weeks, if not months.
They didn't get shut down at all.
For doing the exact same thing.
They got shut down? At what point was the New York Post not able, with the fourth largest circulation in the country, to put out a newspaper because of censorship by anyone? And by the way, they went back and revisited their own story and found nothing. So, yay.
Not illegal. No one denied that the stuff was real. No one even pretended it.
Excuse me, don't nobody or no one around here. I deny it's real. And if you question my belief that you are full of shit and Giuliani's full of shit and your dad's full of shit, give me your laptop for shit. I don't even give me it for a long weekend, and I will give it back to you. And I will have never used the password to get into it, I promise. And everything that was on it will still be there. And all the files that are on it will be yours because it's your laptop.
It wasn't real other than the mainstream media trying to run with it or just not talk about it at all so as not to be able to hurt Joe Biden.
Why would it hurt Joe Biden?
That's the difference. So
is that the difference?
Those are the rules. Remember, if you're on one side, you're fine. If you're on the other, you're in trouble.
That's the end? If you're on one side, you're fine. If you're on the other, you're in trouble. I'm just saying the kid doesn't have the talent for entertainment that his dad has. I mean, at the very least, he could have just, I mean, I don't know how you launch into a better one. He could have just gone, as he was just one cheek sneaked his way out the door.